Just before I put this up, I wanted to say, I was a bit tired and my voice was very used up because I was screaming a lot during the presentation. Real hyped, real nostalgia screaming. Also, I wasn't feeling too great for some reason, so if I sound a bit lethargic and kind of out of it, that's why. Sorry, I'm not more kind of upbeat and louder when I'm speaking. Just because I kind of use my voice screaming about the presentation while I was watching it, and then I was really tired from the previous day, so, apologies. Thanks for your understanding, though.
Right, so we had a Pokemon Presents there just like a few minutes ago, and it was fucking insane, man. Absolutely amazing. I loved it. There's so much to talk about, so much to kind of discuss, with how things went with this trailer, with I was about to say Dragon Ball, with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes and the new games, the Legends Arceus games. There's a shit ton to talk about. So let's start with the remakes first, because honestly, I think I'm a bit more excited for the remakes right now because I feel like they're giving us everything we wanted. They're giving us faithful remakes, and then they're giving us extremely advanced, and they're giving us the newer style Pokemon games in the Sinnoh region. So we're getting everything we want. Yes, you might not be getting the same adventure in the newer style, which I understand may bother some people, but it doesn't bother me too much because we're basically getting two Sinnoh remakes with these games, and I'm really happy. They really pulled out all the stops for my favorite generation, so it's really exciting, and I'm kind of more just hyped for which one comes first right now because there's some. I'm looking forward to reliving my nostalgia. You know what I mean? And in the same situation by the looks of things as well, because I'll probably be just out of surgery, just like when I played the first game. So that is going to be hilariously a hilarious coincidence, and I'm gonna enjoy playing it even more. It's gonna be so fun. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. And the new changes they made with loads of stuff is really cool. They added Pokemon following you, which was the first thing they shown, which is great. I do love that. Have me Chimchar to Infernape follow me, which is the only one that's gonna do it at most points. Although how are they gonna do the legendaries? We'll see how it goes. It looks pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to it. Because it looks like they're really trying to put in a lot of effort for this, and I'm really thankful how they're going about this. Now this game seems like it's going to be very, very similar to the base game with a bunch of cool changes that will make it really fun to play. Like there's going to be outfits, which is sick. I know a lot of people like to customize their characters, and funnily enough, it was shown in the website. They're going to have skin tones, so that is going to be. That's very good for people. I know a lot of people love that, so that is going to be very good because you can play whatever color you want or whatever skin tone you want. So that is very neat to have in that game. I will say it's very nice of Ilka to think about putting that in because I know we didn't get that in previous remakes. But also we get. The battles are improved, and you see the models, the 3D models in battles and stuff are improved, which it looks so good. They showed us off Cyrus's model because they must be very proud of that because it looked fucking stunning, mate. I'm really looking forward to playing this again. And Barry's model was improved. Even the Chibi models were improved. They look so sick now, especially Professor Rowan with his giant fucking head. It's just hilarious. Honestly, it's great. I've grown to like the style more. I did like it originally. I think I can't remember what my original thoughts were. I'll have to go back and look at what I said, but I am beginning to like it even more with how this trailer has shown it off. And I mean the battles are still going to be in the same style, but they look much nicer, and it just looks so good. It looks like the presentation is so good. Now I will say it's probably going to be a very similar game besides the little wild areas in the underground. But I'm down with that. I'm down with a little visual change and the Wi-Fi being back. One thing I will say that disappoints me about this game is the union rooms. Because I do like the union rooms, don't get me wrong. but it was stated they won't be doing any like proper ranked battles or like proper tournaments in Actually, no, they didn't. They stated ranked battles, and I know I get that because they don't have a functionality for ranked battles in the game. But does that mean that the USP won't be as VGC or something? Because I know that would very heavily disappoint one of my mates. He really wants to get back into VGC when Diamond and Pearl remakes come out. So if they don't end up using that for VGC in any way, then that's going to be very disappointing for him. Obviously, maybe not so much for me. I don't know why I said it was a negative for me, but I guess I feel it for my friend. So, and then it was really cool actually. For the first time in probably ever, I'm going to actually try out the contest because they look like they've turned them into rhythm games, which is really cool. It's so innovative for the contest because now you can have it in the games and have it a viable option as a gameplay mechanic, because rhythm games, people like rhythm games, so turning it into a nice rhythm game mini game would be, but what this will do will make it into a more viable option, and they can improve on this even in the main games when they have main modern day regions back, and turn doing contests into a viable gameplay mechanic. It's a good step forward for the contest thing, because it's always been a part of like the anime and stuff, but contests have never really been important to the games, really, have they? They were kind of getting rid of as well, besides the Gen 3 remakes, so we'll see how it goes. It might be a turning point for this gameplay mechanic, which is kind of cool, to be honest. There's a lot of cool stuff in Diamond and Pearl remakes, but there's not a lot to kind of touch on if you've already played the game, because there are a lot of quality and life improvements, and for someone like me, it was just a bunch of gushing when I was talking about it and kind of just watching it, The main attraction of the event was the new game, which has a lot to show off and a lot of cool new things, which we will get into at some point, but I do want to mention one other thing. Can we please see Voltner's model? I'm just waiting, bro. Voltner and Flint. Right, we got to see Chibi Cynthia, so they know what they're doing, so that's good. Chibi Cynthia. So they know what they're doing, but Voltner and Flint. I don't know why, but I just... Oh, also, Voltner's coming back in the anime, apparently, so I'm down for that. Let's go. Back on track, though. Legends Arceus now. Legends Arceus was... Oh my god, I nearly died. I actually nearly died of excitement. It was so good, so fantastic. Because I'm going to have a nostalgia trip with Diamond Pearl, and I'm so glad they didn't change much besides the presentation and a few new things, because it is going to be an absolute nostalgia bullet to the heart. But like, this is the brand new Pokemon game, right? This is the big brand new Pokemon game, and I wasn't excited. Honestly, I wasn't excited for it. Well, I was, but I wasn't super excited for it over time because I was worried. I liked Sword and Shield somewhat, but over time, its issues did come to the forefront for me, mainly with presentation and kind of the by the numbers kind of thing, which I wasn't too pushed on, because I did hear that it was originally a 3DS game turned into a Switch game, so I wasn't too disappointed, but I think it was a bit of the line, they lied a little bit at E3, so I thought they're not really too pushed about it, at the franchise anymore. They don't really want to put effort in, but you know what? I was wrong. I was very wrong, so fair enough. But we saw in the trailer there was a fucking ton of cool shit. Like, we got to see a bunch of the new character models for the prehistoric ancestors of different characters, like Cyrus with Sidene, and what was Rowan's one? He was like this really cool, like, the stern samurai boss character. He was even wearing his the samurai, or not the samurai robe, but the Wano robes, like like the Wano robes from One Piece without sleeves in, so he looked like Zoro, and it was really fucking funny. And I think it is cool to see like Cyrus's ancestor being like a Pokemon researcher of sorts, because that would kind of make it a sharp 180 turn for Cyrus, sharp 180 turn for Cyrus, and I think that's a bit more, not too much, but it's a bit nice to add to his character a little bit. it is nice to add to his character in that way. But we got to see so many things. Like the landscape has been heavily improved, and just the basic Pokemon looks and the how they move around seems very unique now, and it's been changed to be very varied. And we got new Pokemon. We got a Basculin evolution. The names I'm not very good with. You'll see them though, because there'll be gameplay in the background, like trailer footage. So you'll see the names in the trailer footage. But I can't pronounce them. I know Weird Ear is one of them for Stoutner's evolution. Or not Stoutner. Gen 2 reindeer fella. I forget his name, honestly. I'm sorry. But he got an evolution, which was really, really cool. Growlithe got a Hisuian form, as they call it. So did Braviary. And Basculin as well got an evolution. Well, no. Braviary was the Hisuian form. Basculin got an evolution. So they look amazing. And I'm so glad regional forms have returned. I know, I will say, there's so many new features with it looks so much like Breath of the Wild, which I mean is good. It's good. It's taking the good parts of it. There's a lot of traveling mechanics now, which is so cool. The traveling looks so nice, and it makes it look like you can go on many different types of Pokemon. It doesn't look like it's just the one, but we'll see how it goes, right? So they also show off like Lino battles, right? When you're fighting against like Pokemon with red eyes that are shown by like a lightning strike. So it's like the Red Moon and Lino battles again, which is really, really cool, honestly. It looked really nice with these Pokemon. And it kind of shows more aggression, right? More like ferocity and kind of more danger. And you can actually like get knocked out or killed, which is really cool. It kind of changes it up a bit and makes it more interesting. And the battle mechanics are changed as well with more like you get to see how slow and fast you are, what moves are next, and you get to choose a different style of battle, which is cool, really neat, because it could be further evolved in later games. But I think it's a really cool mechanic to have, especially for this kind of very old timey thing, like the different styles, like different combat styles that they wouldn't know how to mix it together, so it makes sense. Makes quite a bit of sense. It's really cool though to see. It just looks so good, honestly, and they show you that there's quests and stuff now, so that is also really, really cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how this game plays out. There was a lot of cool stuff in this trailer, with a lot of new things that show. It's basically Breath of the Wild Pokemon, but I will say there's a few things I am worried about with this game. I have to say myself. Was Chimchar might not be, hopefully he's accessible early on, because if he's not, then this is the worst game ever. I'm sorry, I'm joking, but no, seriously, I do hope he's catchable early on. And I'm worried that like Jubilife is the only town, do you know what I mean? Only like, obviously maybe the only town that we can mainly interact with like in such a high level, but like I'm worried it's the only actual town altogether in the region. Kind of like Breath of the Wild, where there was only like one, or no, not like Breath of the Wild, where Breath of the Wild had multiple towns and places you could visit that had people in them. And I'm a little worried that might not be the case with this game. But again, we've only been showing off of one little bit, so. Also, people were saying earlier about the DDSP about Mega Evolutions. We haven't seen them, so I don't know if they're going to appear or not. I'd be very happy if they did, honestly. Myself, personally, I would like that, but probably not, because they seem to have moved on from that mechanic. But no, there is a lot of good in this game, and there is a lot of stuff that's neat. Like, I actually like the little Pokeball effect, like show off in the trailer, where you like throw the ball, and there's a little like firework after you catch them, which is really cool. There's a lot of quality of life. It shows off a lot of similar stuff besides what we just talked about there, but it's just visually improved and mechanically improved. Like there's a camping system instead of a Pokemon Center, which is really cool. And there's a crafting system now, so you have to craft your own Pokeballs, which is really neat. I like that little stuff, And again, for the first time in a while, it looks like we have fleshed out side quests for Pokemon, which is really, really cool. I am very excited for that. Because they can make you get to know the NPCs on a fundamental level with side quests and stuff, and make the characters more in depth. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, will they do that? That is questionable, but we will see. And it's nice to see Pokemon having different patterns, you know what I mean? And kind of the ferocity of certain ones with the Gyarados that showing off in the Ursa Ring and all that. It's really cool to see, you know. Makes them seem more animalistic and more natural, you know what I mean? So it's really nice to it's really nice, and it's really really compelling to see what might happen in the future. Now they haven't shown off a bit of Arceus, so I'm half hopeful that they're kind of not going to show off anything, and it's just going to be like from now on we get to play the game from whenever it comes out. Or are they going to show it off with Arceus and the evolutions and the final stars and all this? I don't know. I really don't. I do think myself there's going to be one more trailer to kind of show how much it's advanced before launch, like the act. I do think this is very similar to how it's going to be for launch, but I say there's tiny changes that they'll want to show. But then we are also shown that we're also showing a bunch of different ruins at a certain part in the game. Now I can't remember what part of Sinnoh that is, and if it was there in the the actual modern Sinnoh region. But the ruins look pretty sick, and it might signify that we're going to have to, that it's quite a big region, you know, like in terms of exploration. Like it won't be like the wild area where we just walk around for a little bit. We might actually have to explore it for a while, which I'm looking forward to quite a bit. There's so much that this kind of shows off. Because the difference between this and Diamond and Pearl really is that we kind of know what Diamond and Pearl is, right? There's not a lot to discuss because Diamond and Pearl have already been shown off. Whereas with this game, there's a ton to talk about. And we got shown more about Team Galactic, well, the Galactic Survey Team or something, whatever it's called, which is like a Pokemon research team. Now, I don't know what they're going for, honestly, with this, with the idea of it being like a former Team Galactic, because even the logo is very similar. I have no idea what they're trying to go for, like what the goal is. You know what I mean? I don't really know. I'm trying to think. Maybe it's like to show. Maybe the time travel idea was right, and like maybe it started with team like Cyrus. Like this is Cyrus's new universe. Maybe I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea what it could be. I'm very excited to see. Maybe it's just kind of a little Easter egg to show that Cyrus's ancestors were professors at one point and he took a 180. That could totally be it, but I feel like having the logo as well, like I understand just having your one there, but having the logo as well, you know, it's like there must be something deeper to this that I'm not understanding. But it was a very good trailer, and even like you saw, the hood is now quite a bit changed for Pokemon battles and stuff, and it's a lot more there's a lot more to it. Now, I will say I am a bit worried because, look, this whole thing about ranked battles, and I don't want to keep going on about it, but it does worry me because this new style thing looks like it's very hard to balance. And my issue would be that they don't actually continue this for newer games. Now, I would understand not continuing the whole Aqua style, or not Aqua style, Agile style and Strong style. But my issue would be like I'm worried they go back, you know, and I think they can't. I think they should realize what they need to do now, and they need to kind of make this into a modern game next for Gen 9. But I'm worried they don't, which kind of frightens me a little bit. You know, I'm frightened they go back, and I feel like that. I don't think like they're not gonna. No one's gonna be able to understand that. To be honest, I don't think they understand that. Like once you go forward, you can't really go back unless it's a remake in this case, which people understand. So it's very hard for me to see if this is like long term. We don't know if this will be a one-off thing or if this will be something that they take into the future, which I really hope it is. I will say though, I don't know how if evolution is tied to like side quests now, because we saw there in the trailer it was like Wurmple evolved, but it was the quest and it was like complete. So maybe evolution is now tied to side quests, which will be a neat way to maybe make you explore the world before your Pokemon evolves, kind of forcing you to feel like, it did something to evolve type thing. I kind of like that idea quite a bit. There is a lot to this in small ways that are very much entertaining. And the little lightning strike, I don't know what that was. Part of me thinks it could be Arceus, but like, I don't know. I mean, I know people. I don't know, man. Like that lightning strike and Mount Coronet. What could that be? Like, maybe it could be like a fight. Like it's caused by a fight between the three great. The three great. Oh well, the three great. What am I talking about? The three legendary Pokemon and it's like Arceus Lightning Strike to stop them, but then that causes a ripple effect to make it kind of like you know, kind of make all the Pokemon aggressive. There's a lot of ways to look at it, and it's a very interesting trailer. I realized I brushed over Diamond and Pearl a lot, and I didn't really overview the trailer. But like, I feel like I'm here to discuss it, you know, talk about different things and talk about my thoughts, and kind of theorize on what might be coming next or what this might mean. You know, overviewing's not really my style, kind of giving a overview of what was in the trailer, you know. But I do think I do think the trailers were fucking amazing, and I'm really looking forward to more regional variants. I kind of want the original Sinnoh starters to have regional variants, honestly. Or even the new starters, maybe. Regional evolution variants would be cool. I want to see what Hisomi and Arcanine is going to look like, because that would be so cool. Now, I do have a hope though, and this is a hope I hope they update Sword and Shield to include the new Pokemon, because if they're talking like this with or even Diamond and Pearl, because if they're talking like this with Home as an option, now it could just be for future games, but I am hoping that we can play these Pokemon online at some point, because it hasn't changed so much that you'll have to completely undo it. You'll just have to take out the move strong and strong style part and all that jazz, you know. So they don't have to change it too much. I'm really looking forward to see what happens on it. Anyway, it was a fucking amazing presents, and hats off to Game Freak and Ilka and the Pokemon Company. And I just wanted to do a short thing. Pokemon Masters event. Let's go. Anyway, yeah, this was a really good presents, and I'm really happy about how it turned out. Chimchar for the win, boys.